The outback stretches for thousands of miles, but in its shadows, something watches. Our journey begins in the heart of rural New South Wales, where the land rolls gently beneath a vast, brooding sky. At Monte Cristo Homestead in Junee, New South Wales, the house stands atop a lonely hill, its iron-laced balconies and red brick walls watching over the fields below. A grand Victorian manor with a tragic past. Its windows reflect the fading light, and at dusk the house seems to breathe with secrets. The Crawley family, who lived here until 1948, filled its halls with laughter, sorrow, and the weight of generations. Endured a string of misfortunes that left emotional scars on the house. The walls are lined with old photographs, faces frozen in time, eyes that seem to follow you down the corridors. A maid once dropped the Crawley baby down the main staircase. Some say the sound of a child's cry still echoes on the steps, a chilling lullaby that never fades. Visitors still hear phantom cries echoing from above. Shadows flicker along the banisters, and cold drafts sweep through the halls without warning. A stable boy, burned alive in his bed, is said to haunt the stables. The scent of smoke sometimes drifts through the air, and visitors glimpse a fleeting figure near the old barn. His screams and the scent of smoke linger. Horses shy away from empty stalls, and lanterns swing as if touched by invisible hands. The caretaker, Harold, was shot and killed in 1961. His ghost is said to patrol the grounds, keys jangling, boots echoing on the veranda late at night. His footsteps still pace the veranda. Some guests have reported seeing a shadowy figure staring out from the upper windows, vanishing when approached. Elizabeth Crawley, the reclusive matriarch, is felt as a stern presence upstairs. Her portrait hangs in the hallway, her eyes cold and watchful, as if judging every visitor. Her spirit resents intruders. Doors slam shut on their own, and cold spots linger in her former bedroom. A caretaker's son was chained in the dairy for decades. The dairy's stone walls are said to weep with sorrow, and the clink of chains can be heard in the silence. The sound of rattling chains chills visitors. Some claim to have seen a pale, gaunt boy peering from the shadows, his eyes pleading for release. The current owners, the Ryan family, have witnessed unexplained cold drafts, objects moving on their own, and the feeling of being watched at all hours. Guests have described sudden drops in temperature, and some have fainted after feeling an icy hand brush their shoulder. Monte Cristo is now known as Australia's most haunted residence. Paranormal investigators have recorded strange voices, orbs of light, and unexplained shadows moving through the halls, where sorrow and tragedy have left a permanent mark. The garden, once vibrant, now grows wild, its roses tangled as if mourning the past. Here, the boundary between the living and the dead has all but dissolved. At night, the house glows with a strange light, and the air hums with whispers from another time. Every shadow holds a secret, and every mirror might reflect more than just your own face. Monte Cristo Homestead endures, a monument to grief, mystery, and the restless spirits who refuse to leave. In the heart of Queensland's Wooroonoona National Park, shrouded by ancient rainforest and mist, lies Babinda Boulders, a place of breathtaking beauty and chilling legend. The boulders rest in crystal-clear water, their smooth surfaces worn by centuries of rain and river, watched over by towering trees and the ever-present call of native birds. But beneath the surface, the water hides secrets, currents that twist and pull, and a history that runs as deep as the river itself. The Yidinji people, whose ancestors have lived here for thousands of years, tell stories passed down through generations. Stories of love, loss, and spirits that linger. Ulana was a young woman of great beauty and spirit, whose heart belonged to a man from a forbidden tribe. Their love defied tradition, and together they fled into the rainforest, seeking refuge among the boulders. A young woman whose forbidden love ended in heartbreak and tragedy at Devil's Pool. When they were discovered, Ulana's lover was taken from her. In her grief, she threw herself into the swirling waters, her cries echoing through the gorge. Her grief is said to have transformed the landscape. The rocks split and the waters churned, as if mourning with her. Locals say the air still trembles with her sorrow, especially at dusk when the mist rolls in. Her spirit forever searching the waters for her lost love. Some nights, people claim to see a shadowy figure gliding beneath the surface, her hair trailing like riverweed, her eyes searching for what was taken. Since 1959, at least 17 young men have drowned here. Many were strong swimmers, locals and travelers alike, drawn to the cool water on hot days. Some vanished without a sound, others were seen struggling against invisible forces. The Yidinji elders warn, the pool is not just water and stone, but a living memory of Ulana's pain. To disrespect the place is to invite misfortune. Locals believe Ulana's sorrow lures men to their deaths. Some say they feel a sudden chill, or hear a woman's voice whispering their name just before the water pulls them under. Aboriginal rock art along the gorge tells the story in ochre and charcoal, spirals, hands, and figures lost to time, a warning etched in stone. Signs now warn visitors, but the modern warnings, bright signs and fences, seem almost powerless against the ancient pull of the water. But the allure of the water remains irresistible for some. Tourists and locals alike are drawn to the cool pools, the sound of rushing water, the promise of escape from the heat, unaware of the tragedies that haunt these stones. Many report a sense of unease. Some feel watched, as if unseen eyes follow their every move. Others describe sudden drops in temperature, or the sensation of fingers brushing their ankles beneath the water. Sightings of a woman in the water, or an inexplicable urge to swim. There are tales of a white egret that appears before each tragedy, a silent messenger gliding across the pool, vanishing just as quickly as it came. The Babinda Boulders are a stark reminder. For the families of those lost, the boulders are a place of mourning. Flowers and offerings sometimes appear on the rocks, tokens of love and grief. Nature's beauty can hide deadly secrets. Some believe Ulana's spirit protects the land, punishing those who disrespect it, while others say she is simply lost, forever searching for peace. Here, folklore and tragedy intertwine. The Yidinji people still visit, leaving offerings and singing songs to honor Ulana and the spirits of the water, haunting every ripple of the pool. Even the animals seem to sense the power here. Wallabies pause at the water's edge, and cockatoos fall silent as clouds gather overhead. The story of Ulana is not just a myth. It is a living memory, woven into the land, the water, and the hearts of those who remember. It's a living explanation for the tragedies that continue to haunt this place. Babinda Boulders remains a place of wonder and warning, a sacred site where the past is never far away, and every ripple carries a story. In rural Victoria, shrouded by rolling mists and the distant cries of crows, stands Aradale Lunatic Asylum. Its imposing silhouette rises above the countryside, a relic of another era, where hope and despair mingled in the cold morning air. Its iron gates creak in the wind, and the long driveway is lined with ancient twisted trees. The very air seems heavy with secrets, as if the land itself remembers every sorrowful step taken here. Aradale is a Gothic fortress of suffering and lost souls, its red brick walls and arched windows looming over the grounds. Built in the 1860s, its design was meant to inspire hope, but the endless corridors and barred windows soon became a labyrinth of fear. The architecture is both beautiful and forbidding, ornate Victorian details masking the pain within. Opened in 1867, it housed over 1,000 patients at its peak, men, women, and children, many forgotten by the world outside. The asylum was a city unto itself, with its own bakery, farm, and workshops. Patients toiled in the fields, their labor part of a daily routine meant to heal, but often only deepening their isolation. Over the decades, more than 13,000 souls perished within these walls, some from illness, others from despair, and many whose stories remain untold. The death toll left a mark on the very stones. Some say the walls themselves weep on cold nights, and the echo of lost voices lingers in every empty room. The asylum's grim treatments, lobotomies, ice baths, and electroshock therapy were seen as miracles of modern medicine, but left scars that linger in its abandoned halls. The treatment rooms remain, filled with rusted equipment and cracked leather restraints. Shadows seem to move just out of sight, as if the memories of pain refuse to fade. The air is thick with the scent of mildew and old paper. Doors slam shut without warning, and the temperature drops suddenly, as if unseen presences drift by. Ghost tours now explore the decaying wards, their flashlights flickering as they pass through endless corridors. Guides tell stories of sudden chills, of guests fainting or feeling hands brush their shoulders. Some refuse to enter certain rooms, claiming a crushing sadness overwhelms them. The misery of generations seems trapped in the walls, replaying for those who dare to listen. In the women's wing, the spirit of Nurse Carrie is said to linger. She cared for the most vulnerable, and her gentle presence is still felt. A soft touch on the arm, a fleeting figure in white at the end of the hall. But not all spirits are so kind. In the men's wing, a violent energy persists. Visitors report being pushed, scratched, or hearing guttural whispers in the dark. The morgue chills even the bravest with its icy air. Some claim to hear whispers or the metallic clatter of instruments long since abandoned. J Ward, once a jail for the criminally insane, is haunted by the spirits of notorious inmates. The echo of rattling chains and the slam of iron doors still reverberate through the night. Some visitors have seen full-bodied apparitions, men in tattered uniforms, women in Victorian dress, children peering from behind broken windows. Strange lights flicker in empty rooms, and vanishing figures are common. The building itself acts as a battery, charged with fear, despair, and anger. Paranormal investigators have recorded unexplained cold spots, sudden battery drains, and voices captured on tape. Pleading, laughing, or simply weeping. Outside, the gardens are overgrown. Statues stand cracked and moss-covered, and the wind whistles through broken glass. Even the birds seem to avoid the grounds, as if nature itself senses the unrest within. Aradale stands as a monument to a dark chapter in medical history. Here, the echoes of the past are not whispers, but desperate cries. Cries that sometimes rise above the wind, chilling the blood of those who listen too closely. Some say the spirits gather in the old chapel, where prayers once echoed off stone walls. Others have seen faces at the windows, watching, waiting, longing for release. Aradale is a place where the past refuses to rest. Every creak, every shadow, every sudden chill is a reminder that some stories are too powerful to be silenced. The Asylum endures, a monument to suffering, mystery, and the restless spirits who will not be forgotten. Monte Cristo, Devil's Pool, Aradale. These aren't just places. They're wounds in the landscape where pain bleeds into the present. Each site proves that powerful emotions can leave a permanent mark on the world. The Outback doesn't silence these stories. It preserves them, letting them grow louder in the quiet. Like, subscribe, and remember, isolation doesn't silence the past. It lets it echo forever.